In this video, I'm going to talk about what is the PancakeRouter and why do we use it in our decentralized exchange. The PancakeRouter is basically a simple smart contract that is deployed on the Binance Smart Chain by the PancakeSwap organization. You can see this is the smart contract and this is the address of the smart contract. If you do a simple search, so if we search the PancakeRouter on BScan, which is the equivalent of the Etherscan, and we go to contract, we can see that this is the contract code of the PancakeRouter. Right here, it has all the functions that we need: remove liquidity, swap functions, and so on. So we need this contract into our exchange because there is no need to reinvent the wheel. So we can use the functions for swapping tokens, adding liquidity and everything, because a lot of other DEXs nowadays use logic that already exists. They even do what we are doing right now. So they are using an interface, and with that interface they are calling the functions from the real contract that's already deployed, or they either go on the contract, they copy all the code, they paste it into their smart contract, which for us will be this one, my exchange contract, and then they deploy it like they would deploy another PancakeRouter, and then they use that PancakeRouter. It's the same thing. So this is the PancakeRouter smart contract. This smart contract has some functions. The main functions of this contract are responsible for swapping tokens, for adding and removing liquidity. And that's why this router contract, it's very important for an exchange, because the main things that an exchange does is swapping tokens, is that it's allowing users to add liquidity and to earn rewards based on the liquidity added. So in our DEX, we will actually use the Pancake interface, and the Pancake interface has all the functions and variables and everything that the PancakeRouter has. Basically is a copy of the PancakeRouter that already exists on the mainnet, but the functions, they don't have an implementation, right? Because it's an interface. So what we are doing in our DEX is we are integrating the interface of the PancakeRouter in our contract, and we basically tell our contract that we want to use this interface. Then you will see that further in the contract, what we do after declaring the contract, in the constructor we have an argument that's called the PancakeRouter address. We also instantiate a iPancakeRouter variable. This is of type iPancakeRouter, so that means that it's of type interface. And in the constructor we basically initialize the interface to the PancakeRouter address that's already deployed and that is living on the Binance Smart Chain. This address right here. You see that when we deploy this my exchange contract, we actually need to provide it an address for the PancakeRouter argument right here. And this address will be the address of the already deployed smart contract. So what happens now after we initialized our PancakeRouter smart contract, because we provided the address and we have the interface, which means that we have all the function names, all the variables, and everything that the actual PancakeRouter smart contract has. So I'm talking about this smart contract. That means that whenever I call, for example, if I call PancakeRouter dot add liquidity, it will search on the Binance Smart Chain for the address that we provided, right, in the constructor, right here, and it will find the address, and by the address will find the smart contract. And in the smart contract, it will search for the function add liquidity. It will find it because we are using the standard interface. That's why we use the interface, because by using the interface, we know that these functions actually exist on the deployed PancakeRouter smart contract. So it will find the function add liquidity and it will call it. After it calls the function, if there is anything that the function returns, then the returned value will be sent back to our contract, because our contract called the PancakeRouter. Now I want to show you a simple workflow of how everything will be done if a user comes to our DEX and wants to execute a transaction. So we have Bob. Bob wants to swap 1 BNB for some link tokens. Then Bob goes to our main page where he can type the amount of BNB that he wants to provide. After he typed the BNB, he will get here how many tokens will be received back. Then Bob will click on the swap button. The swap button will trigger a function in our smart contract. Then the contract will receive the 1 BNB from Bob, and it will send it further to the PancakeRouter contract so that the PancakeRouter can execute the swap transaction. After the PancakeRouter finishes the swap transaction, the link tokens are transferred to the message sender that was given as a function argument. In our case, this will be the address of Bob. Then the link tokens are sent back directly to the wallet of our user called Bob.